Leo, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below, and it will talk about the significance of the spread, as well as the placement of each card. Here we are. Oh, hot damn. Oh, hot damn. Wow. Leo. What you got going on? So here you are, Leo. All right. You feel like you have the power to create a stable environment in regards to your resources that's going to help elevate you into the next chapter of your life. Okay? So when I talk about resources, we're talking about health, we're talking about wealth, we're talking about time management, or we're talking about who we spend our time with, how we leverage our network. Okay? So you feel that one or all of these categories is about to change, and that you have the power to create a new environment in order to propel you into the next chapter of your life in regards to those material resources. That's what you're hoping for. But you feel like you don't have guidance in which way to go, and that means you're left with ultimately with a bunch of choices, and you don't know what choices you make to get there. So right now you're stuck in stagnation due to indecision. So people call this analysis paralysis, which I really kind of like. But yeah, that's exactly where you are. You feel like you can't pick the direction you want to go in. You feel like there's an abundance in which, I mean, you can just do anything. But once you choose a path, you have to follow through with that plan. And it makes much more sense to you to look at the possibilities than it does to actually take action and make a plan. Because while this is up in your head, and this is up in your head, this is a fantasy. While it's a fantasy, it's perfect. While it's still just a dream or a hope or an idea, there's perfection to it. But actually having to pick something and plan it and put it into action, well, then it's not so pretty. You could mess it up then. It could go wrong. That's your fear. The reality of the situation is you keep going back and forth. You're doing this dance of change, juggling the different ideas in your head, but you really aren't communicating to anybody or even taking action. You aren't planting a seed you aren't creating the spark to actually get it done. The reality is you just keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. All planning, all in your head, all fantasy, no action. There's this feeling that you have, like if you were to pick something and put it into play, that no matter which thing you pick, you could get a good outcome. You could get support from your friends, from your family, from your institutions. There's groupthink here, and there's a sense of emotional independence in the process. So you're telling yourself, as long as I'm feeling good, I'll have the support of those around me. But there's a sense of reciprocity that you're unsure of. And you would rather stick with just the potential of an idea being good than put it into play and risk a loss. Leo, you are stuck in your head. You are creating a fantasy world around something, be it a change in health, be it how you leverage your money, be it how you spend your time, or even who you spend your time with. You have a fantasy in your head that you're failing to act on. And you feel like If only I would start this, I would have support from other people. If only I would talk to somebody. If only I would start that savings account. If only I would join the gym. Whatever that thing is, I would have support from other people. But it's the fear of reciprocity in the situation that makes you choose the fake potential energy rather than taking this energy and processing it through a framework in order to make it something real. You don't want to muck up the fantasy by dragging it into reality and risking failure. But if you don't do it, well, then you never tried. Right? I mean, in all honesty, you have to ask yourself, is it better to live with this fantasy and have this place that I can retreat to in my head? Or is it better to actually go ahead, bite the bullet, and give it a shot and see if it actually works out? In my personal, the way I would do it is I would say, if I don't actually ever try, then I've already failed. So like I said, there's a fantasy in your head, and you want to bring it into reality, and you feel like others would support you in the process. But the discomfort of actually taking action, the fear of failure, is stopping you from actually doing what it is you want to do. Leo, I suggest you find a way to move past that and give it a shot. Because if you never try, you'll never know how far you could have taken it. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.